Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I got an email from a female, and the subject is my boyfriend needs Blue Chew. And for those of you guys who don't know what Blue Chew is, it's basically like pretty much a Viagra for young men. Pretty much when your PP ain't getting as hard as it used to, when it's not getting into that rock solid state, I guess that you just pop one of these little Blue Chews in your mouth, and about 20 to 30 minutes later, apparently, you got a rock hard D. I've never tried it. I do see it on Impulsive all the time. And, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll save my opinions about it till the end of the video, okay? So she says, I really do not know what to do about my situation with my boyfriend. I've known him for 3 years, and we met through one of our close friends. We are both 24, turning 25 soon, and he is very sweet, and I really care about him and respect him. In many ways, he is my ideal partner, except when it comes to a few problems. Yeah, in these emails, there's always that but going on. She says, I've always been aware that we have very bad sexual chemistry, we like different things, and we get the urge to have sex at different times of the day, and he does not like foreplay. It's kind of like a red flag. Skipping foreplay, just going right for it. It's a little bit of a bold move, man. I don't think that's a very good strategy. Just a little tip for you men out there. You know, if you're not doing foreplay with your woman, you're probably never going to get her off. You know, women take a lot longer, time period to get off than men, I'll tell you that. She says we don't really even ever make out. We usually just kiss with pecks. Oh yeah, I can see why you are dissatisfied here. I don't see anybody, man or woman, getting off on pecks. That's something that birds do. That's something that you do when you see your grandma. She says, I always thought I have a higher sex drive than him. I stopped initiating sex after about 2 years because more than half the time I am rejected. Yeah, that's a really bad place to be when, you're wanting to express your emotions, you want to have that release, and your partner just totally isn't into it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's gonna happen, for pretty much every couple out there, I'm sure, at some point in time. But when it's, like you say, half the time, or like a grand majority of the time you're feeling rejected, that's just such a bad feeling, and it really makes you not want to initiate anymore. She says, we have a lot of fun together. I like spending time with him, and I like cuddling and just watching movies together. I have traveled with him, cooked with him, and we do almost everything normal couples do. I have asked him if he is not attracted to me, and he reassures me with, you look like some of my favorite porn stars. Oh my god. Is that really where this email is gonna go? Did it really just take that sharp of a left turn, guys? That's something you should never say to the woman you apparently love. Or really any woman, for that matter. That's kind of just a very creepy thing to say. That's some EDP activity going on. She says all his friends know about his porn addiction and are surprised we are still together. I just never thought that I would be 24 and having less sex than a couple times per month, if that. He has bought sex toys to use on me because he can't get an erection. Like I've said in videos, in the past, I think that a lot of young men out here, between the ages of now, I mean, for people that are actually realistically probably hooking up, 16 through about 30, you're gonna start really having these problems with these addictions to these dirty videos. Because the thing is, guys, I've said this in past videos, but you can trick yourself into thinking, everyone does it. Everyone is digesting these types of images and looking at this crazy stuff. Because even if you're watching like the most tame videos out there on, these porn sites, eventually you're gonna run across some really crazy shit, and your brain just slowly becomes desensitized. It's like, for instance, it's almost the same thing as we see people get killed online, like videos of people getting killed on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. And it's not very shocking to us anymore because we're so used to seeing that. I mean, it's almost kind of sad. Your brain becomes very desensitized in a way. And like I said, a lot of young men out there are probably having these same types of problems. I know I've been through it, maybe not as bad as your boyfriend's here, but let's just keep reading. She says, I've also been aware of his porn watching habits since I met him, but recently, last October, he admitted to me that not only is his porn addiction much bigger than he had ever let me know, but he has never done anything to change it. Even after several times throughout our relationship, we have talked about it, and I have had porn watching habits in the past as well. She says in parentheses, before I met him, and I sympathized with him at first, but I have literally woken up after spending the night to him masturbating, and it's very bad for my self-esteem. So yeah, this guy is completely off the deep end, obsessed with looking at, these adult videos and playing with his ween. I think you just gotta understand that you probably feel like, oh, I'm not sexy enough, I'm not this or that, he's not attracted to me. The fact of him not being attracted to you might actually kind of be the case, but it's not because you're not attractive, it's because psychologically he's gotten so messed up at this point, and all those, dopamine and pleasure receptors going on in his head are just so screwed up. By this point, you got to understand that this guy has a serious problem. I feel like when it comes to addictions, if you're not addicted to drugs or you're not addicted to alcohol or whatever, things that are, considered horrible by society, detrimental, then it's like, you kind of get a pass when we really shouldn't be giving people a pass for these types of things because they start having some serious problems. The worst thing, guys, is, watching too much of that stuff, and then you feel like you can't connect when it comes time to be with a real life woman. I'm not afraid to admit that I've been through that and been like, what's wrong with me? Why is that the situation? And it really is because of that type of overstimulation that, can come from loneliness, or can come from, like this guy is very addicted, even while having a girlfriend that clearly wants, him to bang her brains out. I mean, when a chick is begging for you to bang her and you'd rather go beat your meat, I think you have a little problem, buddy. She says usually it is very hard to talk about because he is very self-conscious about it, and then he gets defensive. If he's so defensive about it, I don't get why he's out here comparing you to porn stars. Like, if he's comfortable talking about it in that way, he doesn't need to be a little bitch when it comes time to, give him a real talk. This makes me feel like he would rather watch porn than have sex with me. Yes, that's probably the case. I've tried to be understanding since he lives with his family and we don't want to be making noise with each other in the house. Sounds like an excuse. And we both work, so we can only see each other on the weekends. Yeah, you all need to go find a parked car somewhere. That's how I used to have to do it back in the day. But the truth is, after he admitted the extent of his habits and that he has only now, at the time in early December, started to take it serious, I find that I am significantly less attracted to him. It is early January now, and we have been trying to bring the relationship back to normalcy. I am not perfect, and so I try to work with him because we have been together for 3 years, but I also do not want to go another 3 years living the way we have been. Yeah, I get what you mean. So far you've been a very patient person, and you've been a very understanding partner, I would say. She says, I've always thought that placing a high value on sex was not important, but every time I catch him watching porn, I feel less for him. Today he took a blue chew, I guess that's where the blue chew comes in, so that we could have sex. It was actually very upsetting to me. I never thought someone would have to take a Viagra type pill to be with me. I do not want to grow to resent him, but I have no idea how to work with him at this point. I know that watching porn is not cheating, it's debatable, especially if you have an addiction like this that's taken away from your actual relationship. But it really feels like he has made his decisions. It especially hurts that he chooses fantasies over me. I don't think I'm unattractive, but I have a feeling that I'm not his type or something. Listen, that's the end of her email, first of all. And I just gotta say, you're being way too freaking hard on yourself. And you're putting all the problems that he has inside of his brain, you're putting those insecurities onto yourself, and you need to stop doing that, to be honest with you. I mean, this is coming from a guy with, at least some experience in this. I think that, like I said, most young men are going to experience this at least once in their life because, like I said in another video, when our dads were freaking jerking into Sports Illustrated and Playboy, that wasn't the same thing as these crazy videos you can see now. There's a reason that there's these stepbrother jokes and these this sick stuff going on in the heads of the youth. So don't blame it on yourself. You're being way too hard on yourself here when your boyfriend's really the one with the problem. I think you're very noble for even continuing to try to work this out with him. At this point, I say the ball's in your court. You do what you want. You've been rejected enough. You've been, to a large extent, I would say disrespected. And if you want to break up with him, I would say that that's perfectly fine. But also, if you want to stick it out and, like you said, he's a good partner besides this addiction thing and be the one to really help him out, then that's your choice. But I would say, whichever way you go, you shouldn't feel bad, and you also need to stop blaming yourself. That's my main advice today. But, let me know down in the comments if you've ever dealt with something like this, whether you've been the guy in the situation or you've been the girl. I would like to know. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend. I'll be posting some more advice tomorrow. Gonna be recording a podcast today. So that's all very exciting. And I hope you guys have a good day. And it's been the Tan Superman, and I'm out. Peace!